Yellowstone's Finn Little is almost unrecognizable in new thriller with Hollywood A-lister. Finn Little, who played Carter in the hit Western drama, has a lead role in the new thriller The Surfer alongside Nicolas Cage. Yellowstone enthusiasts, take note. There's a fresh thriller on the big screen featuring one of the series' most talked about stars. The young and talented Finn Little, 18, has made waves as the plucky ranch hand Carter in the hit Western series, rubbing shoulders with the likes of Kelly Reilly, Cole Hauser, and Kevin Costner. With 24 episodes under his belt, Carter has been picking up the ropes from Riley's formidable Beth Dutton and her other half Rip Wheeler, played by Hauser, while also learning some crucial life lessons along the way. Now stepping into his late teens, Little has matured for his new gig in The Surfer, sharing the screen with none other than Nicolas Cage, reports the Mirror US. Fans might do a double take seeing how much Little has grown since his Yellowstone beginnings, and they'll get to hear his true Brisbane twang in this Aussie-based flick. A stark contrast to his American persona on the ranch. In this edge-of-your-seat film by Lorcan Finnegan, Little takes on the role of the kid, son to Cage's protagonist, who finds himself at odds with a menacing gang of surfers. Despite the daunting task of acting alongside the esteemed star, it turns out Little wasn't fully clued in on Cage's A-list status. He was gloriously not aware of Nick Cage being a big actor, revealed Finnegan in a chat with Express Online. We had a casting director from Australia, Jane Norris, and she suggested him. All the cast are Australian, apart from Nick. We had a lot of actors to get for the film, locally, and she was great at putting people forward. Finn auditioned, he did a self-tape, and then we did a Zoom. It's tricky because when you're trying to find someone who could possibly look like Nick's son, as well, and be Australian, we were still toying with the idea of whether he would have an Australian accent or an American accent. We decided to keep his Australian accent, but he does a good American accent, obviously. Director Finnegan shared how Little seemed unbothered about joining forces with Cage, a huge name in the industry. Recalling their initial chat on Little's forthcoming scenes with Cage, he found the young actor's attitude laid back. I remember he arrived in Australia quite early. Before Nick got there, he said. We were walking along, down to the beach to show him the location. I asked him how he felt about making a movie with Nick Cage, and he was like, yeah, I've heard of him. Yeah, pretty cool, just not fazed. Away from his work on Yellowstone, Little doesn't have any confirmed projects for now, albeit rumors abound that he might reappear in the wildly successful Western series due to Beth and Rip leading the new spin-off. The sun had long since set behind the steel skyline of downtown Los Angeles, casting a cold neon glow over the city streets. Beneath the pulsing lights and flickering signs, a figure darted between alleyways, gaunt, glassy-eyed, and hunched beneath the weight of secrets he was too young to carry. Few would have guessed that the figure on the run, grimy hoodie pulled tight, bruises on his knuckles, shadows under his eyes, was Finn Little, the once fresh-faced star of Yellowstone. Fans of the rugged Western drama had grown to love Little as Carter, the feisty yet endearing boy who found a new family at the Dutton Ranch. But in the new psychological thriller Neon Drift, Little is barely recognizable. His signature cowboy smirk replaced with a haunted stare, his warm Montana charm exchanged for cold urban grit. And beside him, pacing with silent menace, is none other than Hollywood A-lister Jake Gyllenhaal, playing a morally bankrupt tech mogul obsessed with control, power, and erasing his past. A bold reinvention. Directed by genre-bending auteur Noel Winters, Neon Drift is a fevered dream of a film, part dystopian chase thriller, part noir morality play. Set in a near-future city where surveillance is gospel and secrets are currency, The story follows Elijah, Finn Little, a teenage runaway who hacks into a classified archive and discovers a file labeled simply Project Swan. What he finds unlocks a twisted web of lies involving powerful corporations, rogue AI, and a mysterious man named Mercer Kane. Gyllenhaal, a man desperate to bury what Elijah knows. Little's transformation for the role stunned fans and critics alike. Gone was the wholesome teen with tousled curls and a soft southern accent. In his place, a jittery, shaved-headed fugitive with a rasp in his voice and eyes that carried the weight of the world. Finn disappeared into this role, Gyllenhaal said during a press junket in Berlin. There were days I forgot he was acting. He went method. He lived off-grid during filming. He slept in abandoned warehouses. The kid went deep. From ranch to reckoning. It's a sharp pivot for the Australian actor, who shot to fame on Yellowstone at just 14. There he won hearts with his scrappy resilience and touching scenes with Kelly Reilly's Beth Dutton. His transition from wide-eyed newcomer to hardened ranch hand was compelling, but it didn't prepare fans for Neon Drift's Elijah, a young man drowning in digital chaos and real-world danger. There's nothing romantic about this character, Little admitted in a recent interview. He's scared, he's traumatized, he's alone. But he still has this sliver of hope that things can get better. That's what I held on to. Critics are already whispering about award nominations. One Variety review hailed Little as a revelation, a feral, fragile force who anchors the film with eerie sincerity. Others praised Winter's unflinching direction, which frames Elijah's descent with hallucinatory camera work and stark lighting. Gyllenhaal and Little, a dynamic duo. What surprised many was the magnetic, volatile chemistry between Finn Little and Jake Gyllenhaal. The two actors locked horns in several electrifying scenes, none more chilling than their first confrontation, which takes place in a glass skybridge suspended hundreds of feet above the city. Elijah, breath-ragged, clutches a stolen data drive. Mercer Kane, all icy charm, steps from the shadows. You don't know what you're playing with, he warns, eyes gleaming. I know enough, Elijah whispers. I know you buried something, and I'm going to make sure everyone sees it. Critics called it a masterclass in tension, the battle of a crumbling titan versus a boy with nothing left to lose. Off-screen, the two actors formed an unlikely bond. Gyllenhaal, known for championing young talent, reportedly took Little under his wing. We'd sit up talking about character arcs, philosophy, even music, said Little. Jake helped me go deeper than I thought I could. Social media meltdown. When the trailer for Neon Drift dropped unexpectedly in March, fans were floored. The rapid montage of gunfire, shadowy figures, and a barely recognizable Finn Little sent social media into overdrive. Wait, that's C. Arter. One tweet read, paired with a stunned emoji. Another fan wrote, "Is this Finn Little's Joker moment? Because he's giving unhinged genius on the run, and I'm here for it." Even Kevin Costner, who played John Dutton on Yellowstone, weighed in during a red carpet interview. I barely recognized the kid, he laughed. But that's what great actors do. They disappear. I'm proud of him. The future is unwritten. Neon Drift doesn't hand its audience easy answers. The ending, abrupt, open-ended, and widely debated, leaves viewers questioning what's real and what's illusion.